All right, are we live? I think, over time. Ah, we are. Okay, nice, nice. Now I gotta find my thumbnails. Okay, and how do I look? I guess that'll work. Black background. I thought about using a brick wall. Actually, I can show what it looked like, but I don't know. I don't like the brick wall. Plus, you can see the green screen effect a little more. So I'm gonna say we're just going to go with darkness. Hello, darkness. Now, I'm going to be um, drinking from one of the party cup, red plastic cup. It's actually diet soda. It would be sort of funny to have alcohol in a non-alcohol video. But no, I am not breaking my streak. Not yet. It has been 6 months, as the title suggests. 6 months of, maybe I can see it live, although I don't want the sound, obviously. But, yeah, no, actually, I can't see. I want to see what it looks like live, but it's showing me, okay. Nah, oh yeah, there's the YouTube link. Hopefully the, doesn't get in the way. Okay, there it goes. All right. So I have to mute this. It's kind of a pain. Mute that. Mute tab. I guess mute tab. Now is it going to work? Okay, now I'll be delayed a little, but I think it'll work. All right, yeah, I am getting a little better, slowly but surely. It's like amazing how much more it's been slowly than the surely. Surely, don't call me serious. All right, anyway, I haven't talked about the whole point of this, and I really only want this to be 20 minutes, but 6 months. So 6 months of sobriety, and I gotta say, it's kind of been very surprising as far as the results and what I've experienced, because I was just overall, that was the first word I had, overall. Yeah, there really hasn't been a lot of changes. Nothing substantial, nothing that I could say, oh, yeah, it's like changed my life. It's like, no, I mean, I wish it were different, but it's about the same. There's actually, which, kind of shows that it wasn't really that big of a problem, I guess, to begin with. So, which is, I guess, a good sign. It's like, hey, you didn't really need to do this. Yeah, I guess I didn't need to do it. I just really wanted to do it. There was some need. It wasn't like nothing. But overall, I guess I didn't. So, as I said, 6 months. I think it's at the top. It is. It's in the title. Everything is there. 6, and it will go to a year. I think I probably decided that pretty quickly. It'll be a year. I'll go 1 year of no drinking, and that's just everything, anything with alcohol, wine, beer, and spirits. Those are the main things. There's actually more stuff now that I don't know what. There's other things that I'm not even that familiar with. I just know. For me, the big thing was just wine, beer, and spirits, and I pretty much drank all three quite frequently. And I guess I will talk about the origin of all this. The beginning was, well, 6 months ago. I was doing a very long fast. I won't mention how long because I tried to get my fasting video promoted, and YouTube says, no, you can't promote that. It's like, why? I guess it's because it was too long of a fast. So it was about harming and violating some of those rules or something. I thought that was silly, but I can see how they want to be extra protective, I guess. They have a lot to lose. Me, not so much. So after the fasting was done, I just kind of figured, you know what? I've already gotten this much amount of time. Why not just keep it going? Why not see how long I can go? And that's what happened. I just kept going. So then it was a month and 2 months and 3 months and then 6 months. So I just figured it was kind of a jump start. That kind of was the impetus or kind of like catalyst. Lots of ists. That kind of got me going and thought, well, if I got that much, I don't know when I decided to do a year. Probably at the 3 month mark or 4 month. I just figured, 6 months. What's 6 months? So if you can go a year, you've really made a point. And part of me still thinks, why not? Why a year? Why not just do lifetime? But it's not so much the feeling of alcohol, it's the feeling of enjoying alcohol with friends or enjoying wine tasting with friends. That's a big thing. It's like I hate missing out on the taste of a fine wine. Um, the beer's been easier. I mean, I don't miss beer that much. Sometimes, especially with pizza, there's times where I think, oh man, it would be so nice to have a nice tall cold beer. That I miss. But beer was probably one of the reasons I just thought I was just getting very disenchanted with like alcohol. Thought, it just doesn't really, wasn't doing it for me anymore. I wasn't the same thrill. It was like you get a nice beer buzz going after a beer, and you have to have a pretty empty stomach because I got a pretty high tolerance, I guess, to some degree. But and then it would kind of go away, maybe another beer to kind of keep it going, and you're just chasing that buzz, which after two beers, it was sort of like gonna be gone. Either it was just you're just not feeling it anymore. So I yeah, I kind of like don't miss the beer as much. Spirits, it's not. I think it's the same thing with spirits. Again, Diet Coke. There is no booze in the drink. And the other, okay, well, so some of the other things that I've experienced in the past 6 months. Sleep. Do I sleep better? Because like there's all these promises. There's all these promises where they go, oh, it's going to be this and this and this and this. And for some people, maybe it is. Maybe they've like dramatically changed their life, or maybe they were drinking so much beforehand that this has gotten them back to a normal life. So I guess I've already had a normal life, so I've gotten just more normalcy. Nothing has really changed. So sleeping is, the same. I mean, what affects sleep for me is like going to bed at the same time and, being tired, like not sleeping in too much. So there's so many other factors that affect sleep. So I don't think I'm sleeping better because of not drinking at all. I think sleep is exactly the same. I'll sleep well if it's been a long day, if I've exercised, if I, got to up at a good time, get to bed at a good time. There's a lot of factors that affect sleep, and alcohol just wasn't one of them. As far as health, I mean, I feel exactly the same. I don't feel any healthier. I don't know what, haven't seen my liver, so I don't know what it looks like, but I would say health-wise, there's been absolutely no change, like zero change. So I feel this exactly the same. Mentally, the same. Nothing has changed, really. And again, when you hear that, I just saw a chart the other day, and it says all these things that get improved when you're not drinking. It's like, yeah, I mean, if you were like in a bad state to begin with, my state was sort of like in a decent state, so it didn't move. But if you were bad and you got back to normal, great. But is it going to get you in this really elevated state? No. I mean, that's what maybe a lot of really good exercise and a really good eating program could get you. But I mean, just feeling normal is kind of the best you can hope for, I guess. However, I do gotta say that the savings and cost has been nice. No argument there. It is nice not to buy a bottle of wine every week. Because, well, actually could be 2 bottles a week, I suppose, if you're having a glass before bed every night, which, people think, oh, that's healthy. Yeah, because the wine industry said it was healthy because they wanted you to drink more wine. But doctors now, especially, they're saying it's not healthy. Alcohol's never been healthy. I mean, there's no, the retinol or whatever, retronol, whatever. It's like, I mean, you can get that from other places. So the bottom line is, if you want to drink, but don't drink because you think it's healthy at any level. It's technically a poison at some point. So there's absolutely no health benefits to alcohol. I mean, unless you're, I don't know, maybe you're in some situation where you gotta like get rid of pain because you're in a war and there's no morphine and they gotta amputate and like, well, might as well. I mean, that could lead to other things, but screaming in agony and pain isn't great either. So I suppose you could allow it then. I'm not saying never to do, or just like say, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have a drink once in a while. Because honestly, in about 6 months, I may just go back to having a drink once in a while, or maybe I'll write it off entirely. I don't know. I mean, it's more likely I'll probably will start at some level and just have rules that work for me. A rule could be no alcohol in the house. That works for some people. And I think that's a pretty good rule, because then when you're not having a drink of wine every night, you can still drink with friends because you're going out. And that's probably the best rule. It's just I can't like save up bottles of wine, but I was doing a terrible job of that. I would have bottles of wine that I just like was thinking, oh, this is a special bottle. It costs like $50, and that's going to be, for a very special occasion. And I would run out of all my other wine. Think, you know what? That tonight. I know it's Wednesday, but we're going to that special bottle, and I'd be drinking a $50 bottle of wine on a Wednesday night. And even if I only drank half the bottle Wednesday, they're half Thursday, that'd just be a ridiculous way to spend $50, I guess. So the savings thing. Anyway, that's where we're at now. 6 months, and I don't have much else to say about it. It's been fine. No huge life-changing events, nothing substantial. Vacations, I guess, are the main things that have changed quite a lot, aside from my glass of wine every night with like a bowl of popcorn. That's changed. But I think my biggest change is like when I was traveling, I was just like having a drink before leaving to the airport if I wasn't driving. And then at the airport, and then on the plane, and then later on in the plane because I have a second round of drinks. And then when I got to my place, then I would go buy some beer and wine. And that could be like 6 to 9 drinks a day on vacation. And sometimes it would affect like what I did. I'd be kind of like tired. I wouldn't be hungover, but I would be tired and not wanting to go out running and stuff. And the whole point of some of these vacations, extended ones, was to like add another part and go running. It wasn't affecting my performance. It wasn't really affecting anything negative. So the negative thing was small. It's just, I guess I wanted it to be 0. Yeah, all right. Anyway, that's it. That's my my talk. I figured if I do it live stream, I could answer questions, but there's no questions because there's no people. But the other reason was I wouldn't worry about editing and doing stuff in post or trying to fix mistakes. I knew my light wasn't gonna. It's plugged in. It's plugged in, and I don't understand that. I don't get it. Yeah, I guess it just doesn't. It's not enough to keep it going. I don't even know if the light's on. All right, well, no one wants to hear that. Well, okay, I did keep it about 20 minutes. So, what time is it? 12 minutes. Really good time, but I covered the topic. I like doing the live streams. It's just a little easier than dealing with editing. So maybe that will be the future. That's it for now. Cheers.